We'll start with the New York Mets because now they can officially announce David Stearns as the president of baseball operations. And we've known that for a while now. Some people have kind of known that for like 2 years. But there it is. He had his press conference today. And the one thing that stood out before we get to the manager side of things is that, of course, he was asked about Pete Alonso. And he essentially said that he's not getting traded and he's coming back. Because some Mets fans gave Pete a pretty nice ovation on Sunday, knowing, the news that they've learned more about on our show, that the Brewers had discussions about him. But he said, quote, "The entire package weighs into it. Pete's a great player. He's also good in the clubhouse. Homegrown, all that matters." Another quote, "I expect Pete to be in the opening day first baseman next year." Well, that's a pretty big vote of confidence that he's not going anywhere, because you just start your job, you make that announcement, and if they trade him in a month, fans are going to be like, "So we're not trusting."
He said right now, didn't he, at the end? Didn't he say right now at the end?
Why? Is that the key word there?
Yeah, it's like, with all due respect.
I said right now.
Yeah, he said just second.
He could have just said, though, like, "Hey, I just got here. I got to evaluate things." I mean, saying that to me means that he's already thought about it since he's known.
Dude, he's been thinking about this for a year.
Right. So Pete's staying.
Okay, good. Listen, they need stars in New York. He should stay. They have money.
He can't be his last move as a Brewer can't be to get rid of a all-star player from the Brewers, and his first move as a Met to get rid of another all-star player from the team they just joined. I don't see that happening. I think, how close they actually were to trading him to the Brewers before, who knows? But I don't see him. You can't get rid of Pete, not as your first move as a GM, unless the directive from the owner is, "I want to get rid of him. I want to see what you can get for him."
Yep. And what they did do already is tell Buck Showalter that he will not be back with the team. He won Manager of the Year, over 100 wins last year. And the Mets did get taken down in their first round wildcard round against the Padres. Remember, they blew the division last year. This year it was just a mess. They were terrible. Buck Showalter spoke, and he was emotional, of course, about the whole situation. He clearly did not want this to be the end of his Mets tenure.
So, Billy and the organization, in fairness to me, gave me the option of, of stepping aside or either, I don't know what else. But anyway, I appreciate that. But, the new leadership, they're going to go in a different direction with the manager next year. So, things that are installed in you. I was honored to get a chance to manage a second New York team. I'm proud of what the Mets did. We won close to 180 games in 2 years, especially last year. As much fun as I've ever had in a game. It reminded me why I always love this kind of work. I wish things could have gone better this season because the Mets fans deserve that. In my heart, I always, you always wonder what could have happened if this hadn't happened or that hadn't happened, but I try not to live in that world.
All right, so, Buck's pretty sad. What's the matter, Kratz?
He was reading that?
Yeah, he probably collected some thoughts because it was tough for him. He got emotional. Is that okay?
I didn't see him get emotional in any of the. I just feel like he's always somebody that's very much like, he doesn't give the cookie cutter answer. So I was surprised that he was reading it, to be honest.
I don't think I understand, but I don't think it's a big deal. I think it was probably tough for him, tough situation. Yes, Buck's a great speaker. Buck's a broadcaster. He's going to be broadcasting hopefully with us next year.
So I saw Buck, I don't know, what did I tell you guys, about a month or so ago, 2 months ago, and I got the feeling he was done then. Because you can talk to managers and you get feelings from managers. And again, I'm not going to put words in Buck's mouth. I'm not going to, I can't tell how he's feeling or what he's doing. But just when you talk to guys, you're like, Buck, what about next year? And they give you answers and they give you quotes, and it was just a gut feeling. And I forget who I did the game with, maybe Adam Amin or maybe Jason Benetti, I'm not sure. And we walked out, we both kind of looked at each other and both said, man, that had the feeling of a guy that wasn't coming back next year. And now to see him not back, obviously, it's disappointing because he's one of the best, man. He was great to talk to. He knows the game inside and out. He's prepared. Where do the Mets go from here?
Well, it's David Stearns taking over. They want
Craig Counsell.
Steve Cohen said, this is you, dude. You've done this well. This is you. Go ahead. You get to pick your manager. And he also picks up this massive bag of cash, drops it on the desk and says, and here's $6 million a year to choose your manager, who could be Craig Counsell. How much do we think he's making right now with the Brew Crew? 2?
Maybe. Guys,
Maybe two.
managers don't make as much as they used to.
I know. So I'm saying, is two over under, or am I accurate? Just guessing.
I would say you're pretty accurate. Maybe a tick high if I were guessing.
Okay. So here comes 6, which is no big deal for Uncle Steve to shell out and put the pressure on the damn Brewers with Matt Arnold, who was on this show, who told us if he's coming back as a manager, he will be with Milwaukee. Pressure's on. They're going to offer him 6. I'm telling you, they're going to offer him 6. Why are you shaking your head?
Paging Pat Murphy as the new manager of the Brewers. I mean, listen, as much as Craig Counsell is a Brewer, he's from Milwaukee, he's done the whole deal. Dude, someone offers you that much, you got to go.
5 years, 30.
You got to go. You just have to go. You got to. I'm sorry. I know Counsell's had a nice career and all that, but man, and plus you got more resources and the whole deal. So, I mean, good luck.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't want to? What if
Then
that's different? Like AJ.
I mean, no, I get it. Listen, I get it. It's like everyone's argument with Mike Trout is he doesn't want to leave Anaheim because he's comfortable. I get Counsell's comfort. Maybe money doesn't mean that much, but I'm just saying, man, it's a tough spot to be if you're. I mean, it's a great spot if you're Craig Counsell, but David Stearns, man, in the Brewers fans are going to be pissed at David Stearns for leaving and then poaching their manager. I mean,
it's not poaching; he's a free agent. You could have locked him up.
Oh, that's also true, but maybe they had something behind scenes. Tampering. Even though David Stearns wasn't supposedly around the Brewers for the last year, tampering with managers.
He was still working for the Brewers. He was advising, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he couldn't. I don't think he could do a whole lot, right? I don't know. I don't know what his role was because remember there was a whole thing. The Mets wanted him last year, and the Brewers wouldn't let him go. But he wasn't involved. I don't think as much. Kratz might know more, but I don't think he was involved in the day to day as much. That's why Matt Arnold came.
No, he was just spying and then taking notes to bring over to New York.
He was tampering.
Tampering. Stop it. You want some salacious headlines.
No. All right, but that is going to be an awesome story. Craig Counsell's free agency. It is real. Right now it's official. Like they're looking for a manager.